get one thing straight. Strength training isn't just for athletes, bodybuilders, or people you see deadlifting twice their body weight on Instagram. It's for you, for the woman or the man who's tired of feeling small in their own life, for the person who wants to walk into any room, whether that's the boardroom, the weight room, or their living room, and own their space without having to apologize. Today, we're talking about something I believe every person needs, specifically women, more than ever: lifting heavy and living fully. We're living in a time where people are reclaiming gym floors, rejecting diet culture, and training for power, longevity, and life. And in case you think this episode is just about the gym, let me be clear. It's about rewriting the damn rules for how you see yourself, how you treat yourself, and how you take up space in the world. Because when you build strength in your body, you build strength everywhere else. So let's break it down, starting with the truth about what strength training actually does for your body and for your future. Yes, there is the science of strength for hormonal health, aging, and confidence. I work personally with my own business, Gina Marie Fit, for my online coaching clients with women. Obviously, I train both men and women at my gym in Tampa, BFT Tampa. So some of this is going to be geared towards women just because I specialize in helping women online. But a lot of the concepts we're going to talk about today resonate with everyone. One thing that a lot of people go through, especially I feel like as we're aging in life, and I'm noticing a difference in my 30s versus my 20s, is hormonal harmony through lifting. Strength training isn't just about your muscles, it's about your internal chemistry. When you lift, you support healthy estrogen and progesterone balance, you improve your insulin sensitivity, and you even help regulate your thyroid. And for those who may be perimenopause or in the menopause phase, y'all, warriors, lifting is your secret weapon against rapid muscle and bone loss. When you lift, it actually helps support estrogen and progesterone balance. It helps to regulate your cycles and reduces the PMS symptoms you may endure. It does improve your insulin sensitivity, boost your thyroid function, and it protects against rapid loss in perimenopause. So, if you're phasing through life, which we're all hopefully going to do if we are blessed, building muscle for longevity becomes key. Muscle is your forever insurance policy, y'all. Without it, you start losing 3 to 8% per decade after you turn 30. So strength training is what keeps you moving. It boosts your metabolism, and it helps you live a life where you can still do the things you love without depending on anyone else. Reality, and it's scary, is the way that muscle mass declines after you turn 30. Yes, having more muscle will boost your resting metabolic rate. It will prevent sarcopenia. It does protect you against falls and fractures, and it supports independence for life. Now, because of that, another really key important factor is bone density benefits. So if you want to age powerfully, you have to protect your bones. Lifting tells your bones to stay dense and strong. It helps lower osteoporosis risk, and it helps you avoid the kind of fractures that change lives in an instant. Strong bones mean freedom. And I can boldly say that because outside of having this podcast, being the author of the Badass Blueprint, being the head coach in social media of BFT Tampa, I'm still a healthcare worker working in physical therapy with the aging population. And I literally would need more than what I have on my hands and my toes to count how many patients who have fallen and did not get to go home because of it. And it's one of those things that I tell people, I really feel like healthcare is reactive medicine and fitness is proactive medicine, because when you're actively helping to support your systems, you're stimulating bone growth, obviously lowering osteoporosis risk, which is huge. It beats cardio for bone health, strength training is better. It also is crucial for the postmenopause phase. And because the stronger your bones are, the stronger your life ends up being. And so because of that, as you are starting to regulate your hormones, you're working on bone density, you want to be lifting heavier, Stress resilience and cortisol regulation become a necessity. Lifting is therapy with a barbell. It helps regulate stress hormones, it helps build resilience, and it boosts your mood through natural feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. You walk out of the gym lighter in more ways than one than when you walked in. This really does help regulate your stress hormones. Even though working out is good for you, it's still stress on the body, and the higher your stress level already is, and the more you do, the harder it is for your body to get results. And so if you can regulate these systems, it'll help build physical and mental resilience. It'll help reduce the risk for anxiety and depression. I can say that as I've been now going through health problems for over 6 months now, the last couple months I've really struggled to work out because my body just cannot not get sick when I eat. And so I am so fatigued all the time. My energy levels are in the trash. I'm sleeping more than ever because my body just cannot get what it needs. It's compromised my workouts. Obviously, I can't work out to the level of what I used to do, but it also changes your mental health when you can't work out. And you do eventually catches up to you and you do miss it. So you get that boost of serotonin and dopamine when you work out, and it's just that natural benefit instead of having to get it from some type of supplement or medication. Now, full disclosure, I am not a physician. This does not replace any course of treatment, and we all know that mental health is serious. So in the event you do need assistance, you can't outwork real life issues. You do have to find a healthy balance of handling them. And it does give you what some people call a training high when you work out and you leave there feeling better. As much as I don't want to admit it, when I do work out in the morning, I am more alert. I get more done at work, and I do feel like I rely on caffeine less. Now, when you start doing all these things and internally you start feeling good, there is a confidence shift. It's wonderful because when you see yourself lifting something you never thought possible, it changes the way you see yourself everywhere else. You stop asking, can I, and start saying, watch me. Strength gives you measurable wins. And if you're somebody like me that likes numbers in the sense of like tracking and being able to know what I'm doing, those measurable wins are huge. Accomplishment transfers to life, y'all. So when you're crushing it in the gym, you want to do more, you want to be better, and as a result, you'll do more with your life. It also improves your body image. Now, full disclaimer here, as somebody that deals with body dysmorphia, your worth is not synonymous with what's reflected in a mirror or on a scale, but when you are healthy and taking care of yourself, it will improve the way you think about yourself in a safe manner. It also empowers you to take up space, and it helps you to build self-trust. But strength isn't just what's happening inside your muscles or your hormones. It's how you stand, how you move, and the message your body sends before you even speak. Here's how lifting changes your posture, not just physically, but also mentally. Physical posture benefits are things like strong muscles. You pull your shoulders back, your head is held high, you're supporting your spine, and it makes back pain a thing of the past. As somebody that has a spine issue from CrossFit, I took one CrossFit class at a studio in my mid-20s, and I have paid for it for my entire freaking life. No, not all CrossFit is bad, but like I've said in previous episodes, y'all, not all trainers are created the same, and you got to know who's good. What happens when you start to improve your posture? You start standing taller, and it's not just about looking good. It's about feeling good in your own body and the way you carry yourself. So when you improve your posture, you strengthen your posterior chain, you correct the rounded posture, you reduce your back pain, you improve your alignment and core engagement, and it enhances your breathing, which if you're also in Tampa listening to this, you need, because it's so goddamn hot right now that I was sitting on my balcony and got a headache from sitting outside eating my lunch today. It is so freaking hot. You got to have proper body mechanics and breath work. Another thing that helps is that it's an energy projection source. Posture is silent confidence. So when you stand upright, and you make eye contact with somebody and you take up space, you're telling the world that, hello, I'm here and I matter. And you don't even have to say it with a word. It is how your stance. It is how you carry yourself. So you get a little confidence boost that you can communicate. It improves your ability to make eye contact with people instead of looking down on the floor. It strengthens your presence and your voice. It helps you to stop resonating with that shrinking behavior of always feeling like you have to be small. And it gives you an unshakable stance. P.S. Having Invisalign has really messed up my speech, and I'm adjusting to my retainers. So we're going to power through this podcast together, even if my speech is funny. So there's a mental posture shift. Lifting teaches you to brace physically and mentally. Shoulders back, chin up, grounded stance, chest proud. It's not just a gym cue, it is literally a life cue. Bracing becomes a mindset. It helps you to keep your shoulders back, which ends up becoming a life metaphor if you do it right. Clarity and pressure for decision making. You will gain clarity on who you are, where you're going, what you're doing, and you will feel less pressure to make decisions based off of what other people think. You will develop grounded boundaries and calm confidence. Now, there's nothing wrong with walking into a room, owning your shit, looking good, killing it. But there's something to be said about those who have a calm confidence, who do the work, they bust their ass, and they don't have to boast about the things they're doing. They're not looking for recognition because they already know they're good. Now, there are neurological benefits to this, which we all could use. The mind-muscle connection is not just some bro science thing you hear. It sharpens your coordination, your balance, and your body awareness. You become more in tune with how you move, which means fewer injuries and more control. So you're going to sharpen your motor skills, improve your balance, efficient muscle recruitment, which we love. It also reduces neurological decline, and it heightens your awareness, which creates a ripple effect in your daily life. From carrying groceries to hiking trails, your strength follows you everywhere. And suddenly, the little things in life just don't feel so heavy. Think about it. When you're carrying your groceries or your children with ease, hello, I am a one-trip baddie. I live on the top floor of my building, and I am the farthest from the garage. I am not going to make multiple trips. It's just not going to happen. And so with my postural alignment, my neck in neutral, you best believe I'm weighting both sides evenly and we're carrying all of the things. It also gives you comfort in your hobbies. It does aid in digestion, which if you've been around long enough, I know I need. It aids your organ function. It makes every day lighter, and it gives you pride in your movement. So of course, none of this matters if we're still buying into the myth that keeping women out of the weight room in the first place is somehow going to be acceptable. So let's call it out one by one. Debunking myths that hold women back. First one, can't stand it. Swear to God, if I have to hear it in 2025, gonna lose it. Lifting makes you bulky. Please, for the love of all things holy, you don't have the testosterone levels to suddenly look like a bodybuilder. What you will get is definition, strength, and shape that makes you feel unstoppable, which is why I hate the word tone in terms of training, and I transition people to say sculpt, because you can't tone a muscle, but you can shape that muscle. So low testosterone equals slower muscle gain. Hello, no bulking. If you want to bulk, you can be intentional, but it has to go along with fat, muscle, and intake. It's not going to happen from lifting weights alone. Definition, lean, cute looking, like little baddies in the gym looking nice in their tank tops, comes from having muscle. And this whole concept of getting toned means muscle. Y'all, strong does not mean that you are masculine. Cardio is the best way to lose weight. Cardio burns calories in the moment. Lifting builds muscle that keeps burning calories even when you're lying on the couch, my favorite place to be. I am literally recording this episode from my bed, which is why I love podcasting. Which one sounds smarter to you, ladies and gentlemen? Lifting burns calories during and after. Muscle boosts metabolism. Cardio complements, but it doesn't replace. It also preserves lean tissue and fat loss. And more muscle equals more flexibility when you stretch. Done right. Listen, I know a lot of people feel like they're too old to start lifting or they're too old to get into a routine. If you are breathing, you are not too old. I've seen women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s transform their strength and independence. The whole concept of too late in life is all about never starting. You can make gains at any age. If you're 50, 60s, 70s, you can see huge progress. It also prevents frailty. It improves bone density and gives you better quality of life at all times. But the little tricky part, and I've said this myself, so we're talking from a growth phase here. The struggle happens when people think they don't have time. You don't need hours in a day to make gains. In the beginning, 2 to 3 sessions a week for 40 to 45 minutes can change your life. And trust me, the energy you gain will give you your time back. Start simple because lifting's going to boost your productivity. You're going to get more shit done. Home training works too. I did that for how many years? Short and consistent wins will yield progress. But the fact is, if you can scroll on your phone, if you can get your nails done, if you can get your hair done, if you can go to the mall and go shopping or go on vacation, you do have time to work out. If you don't see it as a priority, then you're always going to make an excuse. Now, the one thing I do here, and it makes me kind of sad, is that lifting is intimidating. Every strong woman you see started as a beginner. Nobody was back squatting 200 pounds on day one. You have to learn the form, start light, and remember you belong in that weight room as much as anyone else. Everybody starts from day zero, and everybody has intro sessions available. So learn first. Form is everything, even if you have to start with machines as a modification. And there are online communities. I have one, and online coaches. I am one that can help. Now, once you drop those myths, you are free to train for you. Capital Y-O-U. And that's where this ties directly into rewriting the rules of your life. Rewriting fitness narratives mean that you're going to stop chasing weight loss as your only goal. Start chasing what your body can do, because we are not here to shrink or be smaller. We're here to be strong, badass human beings. So shift your goals to strength, which is measurable. Instead of saying, I get to or I have to. You have that mindset, people say, I have to do this. I get to do this. You hear that conversation back and forth. It's true. If you always say, I have to do something, even when I said that comment, I tilted my head and my eyebrows changed. Instead of thinking of it like that, think of it like, I get to do this. I'm able-bodied. I'm healthy. I'm well enough. It's a blessing to be healthy. You also have to remember that capability is bigger than size. If you're just focused on what size you are, you're losing the fact of everything you're capable of doing. And one thing I love to do is celebrate PRs. And that does not mean some crazy heavy weight. That literally could just mean a progression. So celebrate every small win, every step, and define success your way. Now, we don't want to just reclaim our thought patterns. We also want to reclaim the fact that we should be taking up space. The weight room isn't a boys' club. It's your space to show up, show out, lift on your own, not give a shit about what the person's doing next to you, and be unapologetic as you do it. So there's a lot of male stereotypes in fitness, and it's very unfortunate for the male population as well. And so I feel like there's a lot of societal pressure on everybody to look and feel a certain way. But there's a lot of knowledge out there, and you have the knowledge to own space. So make lifting part of your identity, part of your routine. Train with purpose, and no lie, you will inspire other people around you. Now, it also can redefine femininity. Strong doesn't erase that you're feminine, it redefines it. Power and softness exist in the same body. Being strong also means you can be feminine, and men can too. Women are masculine and feminine, and so are males. There is power when you're capable. You reject these like stereotypes about being so fragile. Like literally want to vomit even thinking about that. Muscles enhance your ability to be soft in the sense of like you become a more empathetic, caring human being because you feel better about yourself, which means you'll be nicer to people. And confidence makes you feel beautiful, not from something that's resonating in a mirror at all times either. Now, in order to reshape all of this, you have to reshape your self-story. You're not too weak, you're not too old, and you're sure as hell not too late. Because I'm literally changing my life 30 plus years in. Every rep is proof you're capable of more, though. And I'm telling you that you're more than capable of everything that sets your soul on fire. You're not too weak, you're not too late. I'm going to keep saying it. There is proof that you can master anything if you're willing. I am literally teaching myself how to use this software. Clearly, we're getting there. But because of YouTube and Google, you can learn anything. There's nothing you can't do. Even if you're just one of those people who says, well, I'm not good at it. Okay. Put in more time. Put in more work. The fear will fade with progressive overload, and every rep is a vote. Just remember, as you put weight on that bar, you're taking mental weight off of yourself. Now, I hope you're feeling on fire. I hope you're like, okay, she's kind of like spitting game today. She's coming hot. We're going to rise beyond rules. We're going to change timelines. We're going to ignore bounce back pressure of, oh, I fell off the wagon. Screw the wagon. There is no wagon. This is life. If you woke up the next day and you're able-bodied and you can move, we're keeping it moving forward. Train for yourself and rest without guilt. Lord, have mercy on my sweet trainer soul if I don't get across to people how important rest is, intake, and recovery. But strength is a metaphor for life because we will not get through or out safely or effectively if we are not strong internally and externally. Now, hopefully, you have figured out that lifting heavy isn't about the number on the barbell. It's about the woman or male, depending on who's listening to this, that you want to become when you realize you're capable of so much more than you've been led to believe. Every rep you push, every weight you rack, every moment you choose strength over shrinking is proof. Proof that you are rewriting the rules, proof that you're living fully. And if this episode hopefully lit a little fire on your ass or under your ass, take a second, go back and listen to Rewrite the Rules because that is going to continue to ignite that fire. And if you really want to just level up, listen to Buy Your Own Damn Flowers because celebrating yourself unapologetically is everything in this life because sadly, far too often than not, you're going to be faced with people who are jealous, who think they're working hard, and then they meet somebody working harder and somehow thinks that that means they're doing less. And as a result, it may negatively reflect on you and make you feel a certain way because people just can't take accountability for their own lack of actions or the actions they take that actually don't resonate with making progress. And something that's really important is the episode about grief gains, because it helps you understand life's hardest moments and that they actually can build you up and make you stronger. And the icing on the cake of this entire series I've done of these episodes is that the episode Healing Isn't Always Pretty, because the truth about growth when it's messy is exactly that. Your fitness journey, like your success journey, your entrepreneurial journey, your career journey, nothing is linear. The one thing I do remember from geometry is the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. If you think you're going to go from 0 to 60 in anything and excel without a hiccup, a setback, boy, girl, bye, literally, it's not possible. And that's what's so cool about lifting and fitness in general, because it really is a metaphor for life. Because just like in life, the weight room resonates, because the one thing I do remember from geometry is that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Nothing in this life is going to happen on a straight line. Whether that's your entrepreneurial journey, your fitness journey, your career journey, Everything is going to have highs and lows, and so will your fitness. But as you continue to be persistent and consistent, because you got to be persistent and staying after your goal, and you have to be consistent in showing up, it's really quite incredible what can happen as a result of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, be bold, be strong, and be unapologetically you. And while you do that, please remember that strength in your body is just the beginning. The real magic is who you become because of it. All right, y'all, stay tuned. If you haven't yet, subscribe, leave your girl a 5-star review, and I will see you in the next episode.